Hello everyone, welcome to this week's weekly market view for Monday the 6th of November to Friday the 10th of November 2023. My name is Vishal. Let's get started. All right, so we are going to start off with the Nifty analysis. So let's start with the monthly chart. And if we look at the monthly chart, after a little bit of bearishness, now we are seeing a little bit of an uptick coming in. There is no still clear direction on the monthly chart. The trend is pretty much up. On the weekly chart, we have an interesting formation being set up. So we have our weekly supply zone from 19,519 to 19,851. Now, there is a possibility that we might achieve or reach these levels in the coming days or coming week, looking at how the SGX Nifty is also opening. But like I said last week, this is going to be the crucial area to watch out for. So the level of demand from 18,667 to 18,469 and 19,519 to 19,851 will be the level of supply to watch out for. Okay, let's move on to the daily chart. On the daily chart, within this entire weekly supply zone, we have 19,523 odd levels. And of course, this is the clearest level of supply, 509 to 684. There is a possibility that we might either come into this area or even gap up into this area eventually. And this will be a good area where majority of the shorts might get triggered again. So this is a level to watch out for, 19,509 to 19,684. Now we do have a level of demand over here, which is this pro gap. So this is what the market will try to first retest, which is 18,924. But we will have to see if the markets do consolidate here before moving to the upside, right? But 19,509 to 19,684 looks the most obvious level on the daily chart. All right, if you go on to the 75-minute chart, so there are two levels here. We have this base drop, and of course this level is also coinciding nicely with the daily level. But just below that level, we have another level of supply, which is this area here, from 19,000. I could just mark it like this. Yeah, from 19,430 to 19,495, and then 19,516 to 19,597. So this is more or less a level on top of level scenario, and there is a possibility that if the market does gap up and gap up strongly today, these levels are more likely to get tested. We have been seeing a little bit of pause after the market has been gapping up into these levels, but it seems like the market wants to push slightly more higher. So we are somewhere in the middle right now, and markets might inch towards these, these expensive levels where we might see another retracement coming back towards these levels for another push to the downside. So just wait and watch to see how these two levels play out. All right, let's move on to the Bank Nifty now. And if you look at the Bank Nifty, so let me go to the Bank Nifty chart here. All right, so on the monthly chart of Bank Nifty, again, we're just seeing a little bit of positivity coming in on the monthly chart. Not very, very clear. Just like the daily chart on the Nifty, we are also approaching a supply zone on the Bank Nifty around 44,000 odd levels, and 44,000 also being a round number. So this is a level to watch out for. Anytime if the price comes into this level, might start moving down again. And if you look at the daily chart, it's more likely that prices are going to open into this gap area today. So it'll be interesting to see how the Bank Nifty reacts after it opens gap up into supply, and whether it gives a strong reaction to the downside or continues to consolidate for a big move to the upside. So any close above 44,113.25 or above levels will indicate a little bit of more bullishness in this market. Until then, we might expect to see a little bit of bearishness to consolidation on the Bank Nifty. If we go on to the 75-minute chart of Bank Nifty, we have this level 43,583 to 43,837. Most likely, again, we are likely to open into this area here. So this is a level of consideration. And if in case the markets are unable to sustain, then the markets might start moving down again swiftly to the downside, right? So we are still in a pretty strong downtrend, and this could be just a retracement for the trend continuation to the downside. So these are your key levels on the Bank Nifty. Now let's move on to the next index, which is the Fin Nifty. So let's load the Nifty Financial Services. Let's look at the higher time frame charts. So if you look at the higher time frame charts on the Fin Nifty, again, very similar picture to the Bank Nifty. Let's move on to the weekly chart. Again, pretty much this drop-based drop is also coinciding with the weekly supply zone of the Nifty and the Bank Nifty. So again, a very key level of consideration. And if you look at the Fin Nifty, again, a very strong level of supply. Most likely, we are likely to gap up here in this area today. So it will be interesting to see how the markets do sustain into this area. On the 75-minute chart, let's go ahead here. And just somewhere over here, we have this this area of supply, which is this drop-based drop area. So again, likely that we might open here or at least somewhere closer to here, or maybe this level as such, where we might see a little bit of selling pressure coming in on the Fin Nifty as well. All right. So everything today is most likely to open in supply. So we just got to be careful on longs. Okay. That's what the demand supply indication is giving us. All right. Let's now move on to the next market, which is the currency market, USD INR. And let us see if we are getting any signals from this market here. So let's closely look at the USD INR, and I've been continuously saying that the USD INR has been consolidating for quite some time. It has been struggling to close above this 83.30 handle, and we can see that very clearly and very evident on the weekly chart as well. So unless and until we see a close above this, this 83.29 odd level, we may not be extremely bearish on the market, right? So if we do see a gap up or a close, then we might possibly see a little bit of bearishness coming in. Okay, so just be careful on your positions here, because the USD INR is giving us not a clear signal yet. You can see here once, twice, it's been trying to close above this, but it's not being able to sustain to close above 83.20. Okay, so looking at this uncertainty, I would wait to get a clear weekly close above 83.29, which will more or less give me a little bit of a clear direction on where the Nifty is heading. Okay, as the USD INR markets have opened today, they have significantly gapped down, which means that when usually the USD INR gaps down, the Nifty is supposedly going to be gapping up in a very strong way. So we might expect to see a strong opening today on the Nifty, but as the USD INR is opening gap down, and if it starts to move up, then it's more likely that the Nifty or the Bank Nifty, wherever it opens, if it opens in supply, it might start moving down. So the intraday levels to watch out for on the USD INR are these gap levels over here. This is that pro gap level. And right now, more or less, I feel that we are getting a little bit of a intraday bounce from the USD INR somewhere closer to these levels over here. So yeah, this gap area. So we are right in the middle. So nothing to do here, right? But the key areas to watch out will be 82.97 to 82.92 for demand. And for supply, we will be looking at this level, this gap level over here. Okay, so it seems like it's going to be a little unlikely that this gap is going to get filled today, but you never know. So just be a little aware, because USD INR has opened right in the middle. Okay, so it's not opened in demand, it's not opened in supply. Okay, so just be a little watchful when trading the USD INR today. All right, let's move on to the next market. Let's look at the India VIX. Okay, so if we closely look at the India VIX, past couple of days, there have been some spikes coming in, but somehow in spite of those spikes also, after those spikes come in, the India VIX, is melting down. Okay, so in case if there is a spike, there could be a little bit of a drop in the market, but if the VIX starts to cool down, then the markets will also start to move to the upside. So there are no clear levels on the India VIX yet. These are more or less, all tested levels. This is the only level of supply which is intact here, 12.54 to 12.70. I don't see that level touching today, but again, in the days to come, that might happen. And on the demand zone, we have this this key level over here, from where the prices have already given us a bounce. So when the VIX comes closer to 9.9 or 10 odd levels, we might expect to see a bounce in the VIX, which means the Nifty could be reaching supply levels, and then we could see a turnaround. All right, so let's have a quick look at the stock of the week. It's going to be VEDL, and let's mark some key levels on VEDL. All right, so if you look at the monthly chart of VEDL, it's more or less reacting to this level of supply here. It's created a new level, and right now it is just looking like it's moving sideways. If you go on to the weekly chart, so this is your clearest level of supply from where the prices have gone down, and then the prices are just moving a little bit sideways. They did move a little bit up, and more or less probably getting a little bit of demand from the bottom over here. If you go on to the daily chart, yeah, so on the daily chart, we are seeing a little bit of a reaction from this area over here. Let me just go ahead and mark this level for you. So this is that level of demand which is holding. Now, what we are seeing here is that this is more or less a little bit low on the curve, right? So there could be some levels of supply here which could probably obstruct the price from going to the upside on VEDL. So this is one key area, 241, 246. But I do believe that in case if this 246 level is more or less breached or taken out, then VEDL might resume its trend to the upside, and it might venture into going towards these levels, right? So 276, 282. But right now it does have a barrier at 241 to 246. So we'll have to wait and see how this barrier pans out in the coming weeks. All right, so here is it from me for this week's weekly analysis. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you do like our video, then do hit the subscription button on our channel, and give your valuable comments in the comments section. Have a great trading week, everyone. Take care and see you all next week. Bye-bye.
This should not be treated as a recommendation. Please conduct your own analysis or consult a financial advisor before investing.